Local government accounts is still sitting. Now the committee has received submissions from various local authorities. Right now we do have SHIWANG'ANDU Town Council, which is reappearing before the committee, and straight away we take you to the committee.
SHIWANG'ANDU Town Council, you are most welcome to National Assembly once more. I would like to welcome you for your return match. Yes, I'm sure you are now geared because there were just a few issues that were left unanswered that you have to answer to. Before we proceed, I would like to confer you with the immunity under Cap 12 of the laws of Zambia, which states that when you are appearing before parliament or mini parliament like this one, you have to enjoy the immunity, and that you have to state nothing but the truth of what you know and provide the evidence of what you have. In the same vein, that you will not again be sued by any courts of law in Zambia for the information you will avail before this committee. Also, should you choose not to say the truth, you will still, the same Cap 12 be used against you. But it is my hope and belief that you will not mislead this committee, but say nothing but the truth. So we would like to start with introductions. SHIWANG'ANDU Town Council, CS, you can start by introducing yourself, and then you kindly allow your colleagues also to introduce themselves so that we can hear their voices. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair. Good afternoon. I think it's afternoon or evening.
Yes.
My name is Isaac Mwale, Council Secretary for SHIWANG'ANDU Town Council.
No, let's do this. That microphone is strictly for the CS. You can share other microphones. Yes.
Good evening, Chair. My name is Wally Andrew, former Council Secretary for SHIWANG'ANDU.
Good evening. My name is Betha Mwenyanyondo. I'm the Council Advocate for SHIWANG'ANDU.
Good evening, Chair and the committee members. Skazo Samuel is my name, Internal Auditor, SHIWANG'ANDU Town Council.
Good evening, Chair. Good evening, Honorables. My name is Katakula Savior. I'm the Director of Engineering for SHIWANG'ANDU Council.
Good evening, Chair, and good evening, Honorable Members. I'm Mwenya Sura Mongan. I'm the Procurement Officer for SHIWANG'ANDU Town Council.
Good evening, Chair.
Please, as you are speaking, get closer to the microphone so that the people that are following us on radio and television are able to hear you audibly. By the way, I would like you to know that we are live on Parliament TV, on DSTV's channel 275, GoTV channel 28, Top Star channel 5, and we are live on Facebook Live, so people of SHIWANG'ANDU are following. Also, we are live on Parliament Radio. So you can please proceed.
Good evening, Chair. Good evening, Honorable Members. I'm Mufungwe Kelvin, Director, Human Resource and Administration, SHIWANG'ANDU Town Council.
Microphone, please.
Good evening, Chair. Good evening, members. I'm Samuel Mwanza, Director Planning, SHIWANG'ANDU Town Council. Thank you.
Good evening, Chair. Good evening, committee members. My name is Elliot Mwansa. I'm the Director Finance.
AG's office.
Good evening, Chair. Good evening, honorable members of the committee. Good evening, Shiwangandu Town Council. My name is Martin Nguni, Assistant Director, Office of the Auditor General. I'm accompanied by my colleague who will introduce himself. Thank you.
Good evening, Chair. Good evening, SHIWANG'ANDU Town Council. My name is Charles Bukolo, Office of the Auditor General.
Our permanent witnesses, Minister of Finance.
Thank you, Chair, and good evening. Good evening, honorable members. Good evening, CS and your management team. My name is Mlenga Chama, representing the Office of Accountant General. Thank you.
Good evening, Chair. Good evening, everyone. I'm Venon Mshota. I'm coming from Minister of Finance. I'm representing the Office of the Control of Internal Audit. Thank you.
Local government.
Thank you, Chairperson, and good evening to you and the honorable members of the committee. SHIWANG'ANDU Town Council, you are welcome for your reappearance. I'm Kazinga Kennedy from Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development. Thank you.
National Assembly Secretariat.
Thank you, Chair. My name is Emmanuel Walia from the Office of the Clerk of the National Assembly of Zambia.
Thank you so much, Honorable Member for Kaumbwe.
Thank you, Chair, and good evening, SHIWANG'ANDU, and welcome to your Committee on Local Government Accounts. I'm Honorable Dr. Aaron Mwanza, Member of Parliament for Kaumbwe constituency in Petauke District of the Eastern Province. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Member for Mitete, across the Zambezi River.
Chair, thank you so very much. SHIWANG'ANDU, my voice today is friendly. Mutelo Mishek, MP for Mitete. My wish is that you may not be the first council to reappear 3 times. Let this second appearance finish all what was not finished. Please be not the first council to reappear. How many times? 3 times. Because that is possible. But I urge you just to go on to the salient matters, then will be done for the good of the people of SHIWANG'ANDU, Zambia at large. Chair, thank you so very much.
Thank you so much for the introduction. I like it when my younger brother is introducing himself. You know, we are the people who have eaten a fish called linguish. Yes, so, Honorable Kamondo, are you there?
Good evening, Honorable Chairperson, and good evening, all our permanent witnesses, Secretariat, good evening. Also, good evening, SHIWANG'ANDU Council, you are welcome to your committee. My name is Elliot Kamondo, I'm Member of Parliament from Fumbwe, Northwestern Province.
Thank you so much, Honorable Member for Mufumbwe. SHIWANG'ANDU Town Council, I'm Mwene Luhamba, sitting in the seat for the chairperson, Honorable Mishek Nyambose, who is in the constituency doing other duties. I'm the Member of Parliament for Mangango in Western Province, Kaoma District. I'd like us to interact so nicely today, but as you are aware, CS and the team from SHIWANG'ANDU, there are just some issues that you are here for and not the entire report. And in that case, I would like to guide that we shall deal with page 2, which is on construction of a Mukungwa Health Post. Page 2, take note. I hope you remember. Also, page 12, on varying, in secondary boarding and skills development. And finally, page 14 on community projects. So you just read the title and then management response because of the query action taken on those items aforementioned. Yes, you can proceed.
Thank you very much, Chair. Chair, maybe before I start, I would want you to, I noticed that we didn't make a submission of the contract for Mukungwa, which is missing in this. I think you remember, Chair, when we went, this is a return match. This was one of the items that they had requested. So we noticed that by the time we are submitting, we had to send our officers on Sunday. We went back on, so we thought it was in there, but in our copies we have, so we want it to be admitted in here.
Okay, can you please give it to Secretariat?
And Chair, also, we've also, the contractor was difficult to get the contract, the termination letter, but we had to send it through his WhatsApp and acknowledged that he had received our contract. So I'm also submitting just a screenshot indicating that he had received the termination letter of our contract.
You can also give to Secretariat. And if you remember very well, evidence was one of the issues that
yes,
you were sent back for, because you cannot present oral presentations here.
Thank you, Chair. Having presented those, Chair, I'll go to the first one, Chair, construction of Mukungwa Health Post. Chair, the cause of the query was Council wishes to acknowledge the auditor's findings and state that the contractor had reported back for the remaining works and was instructed to use the standard blocks for incineration, which has been done. He further requested for an extension of the contract, which was approved, and still failed to complete the the other one, Chair, is on page 12, which you had indicated. This was on cross-cutting issues, Chair. It was on secondary boarding skills development. The cause of the query, Chair, was Council wishes to acknowledge the auditor's finding and state that the unspent funds under secondary school and skills bursaries were as a result of turnout of the number of pupils applying for sponsorship. Action taken, Council varied 2.9 million, Chair, from bursaries to community projects, and 2.4 has been spent on the 4 varied projects, and the balance of 260 has been spent on secondary boarding and skills development. Bursaries and documents is available, Chair, in this remedial measure. Chair, Council is ensuring that the sensitization are conducted in all 17 wards in order to ensure more students to undertake the secondary boarding and skills development bursaries. Chair, the other one is on 14. It's on community projects, Chair. The query, cause of query, Chair, was Council wishes to acknowledge the auditor's finding and report that 9 work-in-progress projects for 20 have been completed. Council, Chair, Council has since implemented and completed the 9 work-in-progress projects, and documentation is available for verification. I think the documentation is in our report, Chair. Remedial measures, Chair, Council will ensure that projects are implemented and completed within the accounting period. I submit, Chair.
Thank you so much. CS. I'd like to ask now, it's now time for points of clarification. Dr. Mansa.
Well, whilst we're preparing page 2, you've just given us like supplementary information, or rather an addendum or something like that. One is acknowledgement of the contractor having received the termination of a contract document by WhatsApp. So the first one is on this very communication. The contractor replied, you attached a document, termination of contract, in PDF format, and the contractor replied, God bless you. How do you take this response from the contractor? You've submitted the termination of contract, and then he replies, God bless you.
Yes.
Chair, I took it as I was blessed by giving the terminating the contract, accepted, because we are giving him all the information we are discussing, and he saw that there was no way out now. And definitely we took the right action. That's how I took it, and I also said, thank you very much.
CS. Professional. What was supposed to be the best way of doing that?
Thank you, Chair. The best was we were the way we did it at first. When we reached, this contract was running almost 1 year behind. It has been running 1 year behind, and we've been sitting with him. Even at the time when he went back, we had to follow him and tell him, just push him, come and just finish the remaining works. So at the time now that we saw that the works are not coming, and all he was looking for, he wanted that we pay him a payment for him to do the solar panels. And we said we can't pay it. Until you do the solar panels, that's when we can start paying. So after talking to him for about 3 months, we are just on the contract and it's not moving. So we told him, even at the time when we were terminating, we had to go, the entire management team. We go on site and told him, look, we gave you a period of 2 weeks for you to finish this part, which you haven't done. So we are coming tomorrow to terminate the contract. So what we are going to do is, we'll go through, get handover, count all items that are on site, and then you leave the site. The other things, we'll give you the letter the following day, you can come and collect the letter. That's what we did. So we went the following day, went on site, and we started going through all items, what was on his, what he had bought, and recorded them. And after recording, the following day we said, you come at the office so that now you receive. Then he started did-dadding. We called him, he didn't want to come and collect the letter, which should have been the norm. So we thought, this thing is delaying, so the best we could do is maybe let's just send it to him so that we could be able to know that he has acknowledged the contract.
Honorable Member from Itete. Okay, before Honorable Member comes in, this document, why didn't he download it, print it out, and sign it somewhere to consent having received it, and then scan it and send it back to you?
Thank you, Chair. Like I said, Chair, the contractor was being talked to for almost a month. Well, now we are going to proceed with this. So when we terminated, him was thinking maybe we are joking and we will not terminate, because we've been doing it for the past, I think since I went there in March, and we've been discussing with him, we've warned him, we've talked verbally, we've called him on site, so he was thinking it's the same story. So to me, when he found that we are serious, we went on site, told him to hand over the site, so that now we can go into another mode. So maybe he didn't believe that it's true the contract is going to be terminated.
Yes, according to you, is he related to one of your officers here? That he was so resilient to act to your words of command?
Chair, I'm new there, I'm 1 year old, but I don't think he's related to any. The stories that have, I don't think they are relating to any of my officers.
Has he ever done any other contract apart from this?
No, this was the contract I found. Maybe the former CS would comment.
Former
on
CS?
Thank you, Chair. This was the first contract that he ever did.
Is he domiciled in SHIWANG'ANDU?
The company is domiciled in SHIWANG'ANDU, Chair.
And him is where?
Also in
the proprietor.
I think I'm not able to remember clearly, but from Muchinga.
Dr. Mwansa?
Okay, well, when you look at the project details and financial details on page 2, the scope of work for this particular project at Mukungwa Health Post was involved a lot of things. It involved construction of a health post, ablution block, incinerator, placenta pit, borehole, and a staff house. All this is new construction. And by the time the contract was basically for 3 months. The original was 3 months, 22nd June to 6th October 2023. So in August, the contractor had been paid amounts totaling to 1,257,849, which basically is 90% of the contract sum, leaving 10%. And 10% in most of these civil works contracts is basically retention money. You have an option to pay 5% of that 10% to the contractor upon completion of work, and then retain only 5%. So 10%, when he reached 90% of financial progress, signifies that he was supposed to be given a substantial completion certificate. Now, looking at what was found on site, the outstanding works are listed, like health post. What was outstanding there? Glazing installation, staff house, septic tank was not done, fitting of 7 flush doors, painting, and so on. And water reticulation system, those are the outstanding works. Ablution block, the incinerator, the placenta was not even did not even commence. Meaning, these outstanding works were supposed to be covered in the balance of the finances at 141,692 kwacha. You have terminated the contract despite your efforts to engage the contractor to do the right thing, but you ended up terminating the contract, and you have completed the project by using force account to do the remaining works. The project is handed over to the community for use. 2 questions. Have you used the force account to complete the remaining works? These substantial amount of works that are listed on page 2 and 3. Did you carry out these works using the balance, 141,000 kwacha? And where is the where is the completion certificate? Because you have handed over the project to the community.
Thank you, Chair.
Yes, yes.
Thank you, Chair. The works which were there at the time, the contractor was overpaid. I think what was there was that he got a 25% advance payment. I think at the time, what was happening was that the time they were paying the IPCs, they were not deducting back the advance payment which was there. So at the time, we came to realize that this guy was paid, and that's why you see this contract now dragging. So we had to bring him on site so that he could now move the contract to a certain level where we would say that the amount we've paid is equal to this. So you note that from that time, we were more or less like begging. We became like beggars to this guy, because he would now come on site.
Chair, with your indulgence.
Yes.
The word guy here.
The word guy, yes.
Is not
It's an parliamentarian.
Parliamentarian.
Chair, I want to
replace that word.
The contractor.
Yes.
The contractor had now taken it that the contractor, we told him, well, I've lost even my thought.
No, the thought was we just asked you to withdraw the word guy. You were talking about the contractor.
Yes. We are now begging this contractor so that he would do the work. So we had to bring him back. And he started now working. He finished the incinerator. He had to break the old one, which had those burnt bricks. He had to put in new ones. He had to finish even the clinic. All these works he had to do them. After he even went to the house, he started finishing, because we told him, no, we can't pay you anything, because you need, look at the amount we've paid you. You need to get back to what we've done. So he did all this. After that, again, he left site. Again, we went back to this contractor. Contractor, please look at the amount we've been paid. Can you come back on site? So he came back on site. We started again doing the works. At this point now, we are even now fed up. Even at this last contract, we came back. Look, you can finish this, because now he wanted, from the 142, he wanted us to pay him something so that he can now buy the solar and all that. We said, no, you finish the entire contract. That's the only time when we see that you are up to date. That's the only time we can pay you. So that's how now we finished. We see him, he says, but me, I don't have the money. I says, you contractor, look at the amount you've taken. It means these things were supposed to have been paid. So that's how now we said, no, this man, this contractor, we are not moving with him. So let's maybe now, looking at the works he has covered, he has now done the incinerator, he has done now the clinic, but he's now feeling just to complete the works. And we calculated, I think with the engineer who went on site, look at how much now he has covered from the previous point of view. We said, I think now maybe we can just terminate the contract, because he seems not to have the money to finish the remaining works. So let's just terminate the contract and do with the remaining works that are remaining within the 142 which has left on ground. So that is how the situation. It's not that it's the remaining amount that we've used to do. He came back on site and started finishing all these other works so that they become up to date. I submit, Chair.
Yes, Dr. Manza.
So it means that the outstanding works that are listed in page 2, under page 2 and page 3, some of them were done by the contractor. And yes, you have also testified that the contractor was overpaid. Overpaid meaning you are not deducting the advance payment, because advance payment must be deducted as a progressive percentage of work achieved. So one of your reasons to explain one of the remedy measures on page 3 is that council had very few qualified engineers, and local government service has employed the civil engineer, electrical engineers, and so on and so forth. This payment error, I can call it an error, is it the work of a civil engineer? All the auditors, the finance department, to have traced, because the finance department should have traced this mistake. You know, from 1.3 million kwacha contract, he got 25% advance payment, and it was very dangerous for you to allow just to pay him as per the progress on the work. So the finance could not trace this mistake until towards the end now that you started even begging the contractor?
Yes.
And if you discovered that, what measures did you take to...
Thank you, Chair.
Yes, yes.
The Director of Finance maybe might not be able to notice. I think what we blamed the skills in engineering. I think that's where we had a lot of... we had the engineer with about 2 other helpers. I think we had almost 34 projects running at the same time. So the movements of papers, because they are the ones that prepare the IPC. So between this movement, when we are doing the reconciliation, that's when we came to realize that they were not recovering the retention which was paid. And then we came now and started now talking to this contractor that you need to get on site so that you would be able to recover this. But even at the time we were realizing this, the Director of Finance were knowing it at the same time. For us who were now looking at the payment and seeing to reconcile the account. So that's how we thought. Maybe DF would comment, but I remember we were discovering it at the same time. I submit, Chair.
Honorable Member for Mitete.
Because the project is in use.
Chair, the completion certificate hasn't been given to a clinic. What we have done, this we had that what I'm calling the political pressure, because this clinic is almost how many kilometers? It's about 20 kilometers from. It's the border between Impika and SHIWANG'ANDU. So it is very far. So the community now have been pushing us. We want this clinic, we want this clinic. So what we've done is that after we went, we bought in a tank and did everything and opened for administrative purposes so that they can start functioning to give medicine and all that to the residents. The official handover, even our staff as at now, are still on the ground because we haven't finished the entire works. Like for now, we haven't even put the solar panel for the house and all this, but we have allowed the clinic to start functioning to give small services at that end. And that's why we're saying it is open as at now for it to start functioning in that manner. So that is what we've done, Chair.
Honorable Member for Mitete.
Chair, thank you very much. Yes, that is not political pressure. It is known as service pressure. Service pressure. No wonder SHIWANG'ANDU local authority has done what it has or what it is doing. No wonder the CDF is being increased on every budget year because of service pressure, not the political pressure. Goods and services. But in all this setup, Chair,
yes, Honorable Member.
Where was the internal auditor? That it had now to take the external auditor. You know, I had not wanted to talk because of you are hearing my voice, but now certain things you are now forced with this pressure now. You see this pressure, unclarified pressure that has forced me now to even ask that. But that one is service what? Pressure. Now, out of this unclarified pressure, where was the internal auditor in all these arrangements?
Yes, internal auditor.
Thank you so much, Chair. Just like the way my council secretary explained, to say that we had a lot of projects that we are monitoring and verifying, and the internal auditor may have not received these payments to verify the works that were done, because the payments were passed basing on the IPCs that were prepared by experts from engineering department. But after we observed that there were works that were paid to the contractor where we couldn't verify, we made recommendations to management to say that no payment should pass without being verified by internal audit. And that management has complied, where there are no payments now henceforth that are being passed without the audit verifying. Thank you, Chair. I submit.
Thank you so much. Honorable members, any last question in conclusion? All right, since it is...
Chair, with your indulgence, the last question is not a question, but how you have just eased this interaction. Here is the what? The evidence. Here are the documents. Who bother? But when you come with hanging issues, the pressure, then the pressure shifts from you to us. Then we send it back to the sender yourselves. But go and attend to the service what? Pressure. It's not only for that community, in this case, the health post or the clinic. You've just said your officers are there. They are equally vulnerable to what? To sicknesses. If they fall sick, where would they go? The same. You as well, because even you went. So it is service to and for us all. That's what we need. And I should think that's what the chair and this committee and the rest of the country desires. Even Dr. Mwanza. That's what we need. That's what the Auditor General's office, that's what all of us, we need that, colleagues. The services. Hence, CDF 1.6. Now how much? Now how much? Yes. It's now 36. Just to answer to the service what? Pressure. But it's not even pressure in itself. It's a need. It's a need. But we look it from, we are pressurized. No. We just have to provide as and when it is due and needful. Chair, for example, we are coming from Windlass. Do you know that at some point Windlass was the development? Are you aware? If you have a do you know Windlass? You've ever seen it or heard? That's Windlass. Then we drifted at some point to hand pumps. If you check properly, we are now drifting from hand pumps to what? Yes. That's how development moves. Chair, allow me end here, because maybe I've not been attending. Let SHIWANG'ANDU travel in peace. When you do what is needful, spend the money in the right way, for the right purpose. Chair, thank you very much.
Thank you so much,
Dr.
Honorable
Mwanza,
Member, from
the Auditor General's office. No fault, no why, no. Oh, we are interested, all of us, doing the right thing for our country, for ourselves. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you so much, Honorable Member, for Mitete. I think you have summarized it all, but I would just like to inform now at this juncture, SHIWANG'ANDU, the rest of the viewers and the listeners out there that so far, today, by today, 21st of May 2025, we have had the councils that have performed much better. I think single them out. For example, in Lusaka province, Kafue Town Council has performed better. In Central Province, we have Shivuyunji Town Council. Chisamba Town Council also performed better in this 2023 audit report. Copperbelt Province, Kalulushi Municipal Council is one of those that have performed better. In Western Province, only one also, Shangombo Town Council. Eastern Province, we have Vubwi Town Council, Lumezi Town Council, and the Nyimba Town Council. They performed better in 2023 audit report. Muchinga Province, where you belong as SHIWANG'ANDU, I wish to let you know that Mafinga Town Council performed better. I know if it was elsewhere, I would have given them a round of applause because they are from your province. Unfortunately, Northern Province, not even one, has performed better. Luapula Province, we have Chembe Town Council, Mwense Town Council, performed better, as well as Chifunawuri. Southern Province is still under consideration, as well as Northwestern Province. These are the two provinces that are coming up next. We have started with the Southern Province. So the viewers, the listeners out there, I would like to let you know that this is so far how the 2023 audit report is faring according to your local government accounts committee's interventions or interrogations with the councils. At this juncture, SHIWANG'ANDU Town Council, I would like to thank you so much for coming through before your committee, especially that there were just a few documentations that you couldn't avail at that particular time. But as you know, your committee is a committee that works with evidence. So, as the Honorable Member for Mitete has stated, we had no option but ask you to provide the evidence to what you were presenting before your committee. At this juncture, I would like to withdraw the immunity that I vested on you and wish you well. Go back to SHIWANG'ANDU, go and perform well so that you are on the list of the good performers for 2024 as well as 2025. Thank you so much for coming through. Before you go, I would just like, and before we adjourn, I'd just like to thank our colleagues in the background, those under the IT department, our camera persons, TV crew, the entire TV crew and the radio, as well as Facebook managers, for enabling us to transmit live and broadcast live countrywide. Thank you so much to all. There are some people that we don't see as we are televising here, but they are always there. And if it's not for them, the transmission wouldn't be there and you wouldn't be seen. We all wouldn't be seen out there. So we forget to thank them and appreciate them. Today, we are doing so. Thank you so much, and thanks to Madam Speaker and the entire management. SHIWANG'ANDU Town Council, see you next time. Though we are not hoping to see you here for audit queries.
Wow, thank you so much. That was a Committee on Local Government Accounts. The committee is considering the report of the Auditor General on the Constituency Development Fund for the financial year ended at 31st December 2023. Now today the committee received submissions from 4 local authorities. The first one was Joma Town Council, followed by Gwembe Town Council. We also had Ite Town Council. Last but not the least, SHIWANG'ANDU Town Council, which was reappearing before the committee. So the committee still continues to sit tomorrow. Stay glued to Parliament Television as well as Parliament Radio on behalf of my 2 sign language interpreters, Chola Kawamanda, Jason Manda, including everyone in the control room, Smart Lungu, George Piri, David Mlenga. I am Joe Akatama. Good evening and have a pleasant evening.